Shalom. All praise be unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Chakudash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom unto the elect. Get into a lesson now. Inspired from yesterday's camp. We're gonna be straight to the point. Let's hit the points. All right, but it came up. Well, yesterday's topic was mainly about being diligent, doing what we're supposed to do in the ministry. This is a job. All right, but what do they say about a job that you love? It doesn't really feel like work. Okay, and it should be something we look forward to. Doing the work shouldn't be something we knuckle drag or feel like we're doing it through constraint. Now not every day when you wake up to go to camp are you going to feel at the most enthusiastic, let's say, but nonetheless you still show up and the Lord is working with you anyways. All right, and before you know it, all of them, those feel we don't go off emotions and feelings because those things change. They're subject to change, right? The scriptures talks about those that are let me go ahead and grab it. I think it's Ephesians. Move with every wind of doctrine, right? Yeah, Ephesians 4:14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Now, that's children, they're very easily swayed, right? So the wind, every wind of doctrine, a lot of different doctrines pop up, and if you're not rooted in the Lord, you're going to be swayed. You see, and that's why comparing it to us not wavering in the truth, us being steadfast, unmovable, as it is written. All right, we're supposed to be locked in and focused on this one, on this 100% pure doctrine, and not swayed in many different directions. Okay, because that's what it says, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, right? Okay, so that's all about deception. All right, what does it say? But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach, right? All right, so what is speaking the truth going to? Being sincere and bringing out this word, man. All right, I got this right here. This is Revelation 3. And 15, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Right? There's no half stepping. There's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Either you all the way in on this thing, 100% dedicated, or you're not. And you can't fake it. You can fake it for so long, but eventually the truth is going to come out. All right. A lot of guys, they might stick around because they feel like, man, I know that if I leave, I'm going to be destroyed, or if I leave, I'm afraid of what these men are going to say about me. But you should really be fearing the Lord, man. All right. You should really be fearing the Lord, which is nothing wrong with fearing. It's nothing wrong with being motivated to stay in the truth by knowing that you'll be destroyed if you fall out. But if you're just if you're worried about what other men around you are going to do or say about you, if you fall out, really you're in the wrong mindset. You should be fearing the Lord. Okay, you should be fearing Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and be locked in to what you have to do for your salvation, man. That's what we should all be doing. But the point came out yesterday that this truth should really feel like breathing. It should be something that you don't even have to think about. All right. Same way you go to work and make a living, the same way, things in your life is on autopilot. All right. You eat, you breathe. All right. You wake up in the morning, you go to sleep at night. It should become so ingrained in your life that you don't even have to think about it. You don't have to you don't overthink it. You just do it. You see? So this is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her, right? So wisdom, all right, that's what? The breath of the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? That's the pure influence. So just like breathing, you know, the scriptures talks about Adam receiving the breath of life. See if I can get that. Give me a second. It's 3 or 5. Let me, might be 5 actually. Yep. Yep. Second Ezra's 5, going straight to the point. Yeah, Slocky, I'm trying to find this. I'll read this. Yeah, I'm trying to find where it mentions him having the breath of life. Yeah, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I got it. Actually, second Ezra's 3. Straight to the point. Second Ezra's 3 and 5. It says, and or I'll read 4. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou spakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone and commandest the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. Right? All right, so Adam, okay, what did he give him? The breath of life. Okay, what is that? That's the understanding, man, because you know, even the beasts, they breathe. Okay, animals breathe. Big, large, medium size. Fish even breathe. The Lord just made it to where they can breathe in the water. But what separates us from them is that the Lord gave us a breath of life. Okay, because look at the heathen; they breathe just like we do. You know, they breathe in and out. They have lungs. You know, but what separates us from them is the fact that we have the understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because they're basically beasts, man. The heathen are basically beasts. You know, that's why they act worse than wild animals. Some of them, man. The shit that the heathen do. All right, especially Esau, Edom, man. You Elamites, you different nations. You do shit that's worse than even the beasts, man, of the field. So, you know, what separates us from them is the breath of life, the breath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is the understanding. Okay. Because what would it be to be living, but you don't have the understanding of the Lord? That's death. Because eventually everything will be destroyed. You know, the Lord made man to be stewards, you know, really, you know, guardians over the earth. Okay. And the ones that's been given the power seat right now, the Edomites, you know, they're in the vibration of death. That's why everything is all upside down. But when the Lord returns us back to that rightful position, everything is going to be life and life more abundant. Okay, but going back to the topic of the lesson, which all ties in, but the breath of life, man, you know, and this truth is really, it should feel like it's just like breathing, man. Get out there on the highways and hedges, put up some prayers, and the Lord pours out the Spirit, man. All right, this is John 20. Get straight to the point. John 20 and 21. Then said Yahweh Shai to them again, peace be unto you. As my Father have sent me, even so send I you. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and saith unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. Okay, so that goes to show you. And what it precepts here is the Genesis 2 and 7. So let's read it. Okay. So Yahweh Shai breathed on them and they received the Holy Spirit, right? Right. And this is after, he went through his crucifixion and everything. So he had to go through that in order for them to receive the Spirit. So this is back in Genesis 2 and 7, right? Just like shooting a jump shot is for say Steph Curry, right? Just like shooting a jump shot is for somebody like Kobe or Michael Jordan or LeBron. Just like these basketball players, man. You know, it's just like something that comes natural. Just how Messi shoots a goal or he kicks a goal, however they call it, just like that. All right, just how these pro NFL players they score a touchdown, they get catches, they rack up these yards. It's something that they practice it so much when they get on the field, it's like it's natural to them. Just like my man Ilya Tuporia last night, he knocked out Charles Oliveira. Oliveira is considered an all-time great. He went in there and made the guy look like an amateur. All right, knocked him out in the first round, but it's a testament to how much he trains. Also, Oliveira's on the kind of backside of his career. I mean, I thought it would be a more of an even fight than that, but Topuria, shit, I wish I bet on Topuria, but Topuria, which he's definitely a Jake. He's supposedly from Spain, but you have a lot of Jakes there too. All right. Especially you see the way he fights. Yeah, he's a Jake, 100%. And the way he talks, his whole swag, his whole demeanor. But yeah, he knocked him out, and he called it. He said, "I'm gonna knock him out in the first round," and boom, he caught him. A couple minutes in, caught him nice. I don't remember if it was with an elbow or something like that. He might have hit him with a hook, but he really he did what he said he was gonna do, because to him, fighting is just like breathing. Fighting is just something that comes naturally to him because he's so involved in it. Every day he's waking up, and he said he had a saying that, do I want to keep my dreams as dreams, or do I actually want to make them reality? And this is our dream, to be in His truth and to be delivered at the end of it. That's what we want to see happen. That is our desire, man, to be delivered when Yahweh Shai comes back. So, just like anybody that's doing a profession, when they get really good at it, it's like second nature. You see the man working and he just, a good plumber, a good electrician, a good house builder, they just do it, and it's like, boom, they just bang it out like nothing. And that's how we should be towards this truth, man. All right. It shouldn't be something that we have to, because when you overthink, overthinking can lead to a lot of unnecessary pain. A lot of the pain that people deal with is in their minds. All right. It's self-inflicted. You see, expectations, not falling through, overthinking things. And hey, we could all get caught up in that sometimes, but that's when you got to pray and fast, man. And stay locked in and pray to the Lord to not take His Holy Spirit from us, man. All right, that's a good one too. You know what? I'm gonna end off with that one. This is Psalms 55 and 11. It says, oh, it's not 55 and 11. Man, what is it? 50 and 11? 51 and 11. Here we go. Psalms 51 and 11. And it reads, cast me not away from thy presence and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Okay, so the Rachak Wadash, man. Pray to the Lord to keep it with us, and pray to the Lord to pour out the living waters through us, man. All right. And lessons like this, sometimes they don't get a lot of views. Honestly, I don't care about views, as long as it could be one person that get edified, it's not, Jake likes the controversy, which I'm guilty of that too, man. You see a title and you click it because it's like enticing or something that's exciting, but it's also important to keep in mind these things as well, because this is like a maintenance. Maintenance on the car is not the most fun. The fun part is driving the car, right? And that would be compared to like prophecy moving forward. But you also have to maintain the car in order for it to drive. You got to make sure the struts are good. You got to make sure the engine, the oil's changed, the brakes are good. The windshield wiper fluid, in case you get caught up and your windshield is all covered, how are you going to see where you're going? You need that fluid. All right. The lights, you got to make sure you got your headlights. So it's maintenance to have a car, you know, maintenance to have a house, it's maintenance to have certain things. So, these lessons are an exhortation is like maintenance. All right. So that this truth, the brothers in this truth, this body of Yahweh Shai is like a well-oiled machine. All right. But we got to keep it that way. And that's how, the Lord does it through pouring out his spirit and having us hold each other accountable. Iron sharpeneth iron, keep each other diligent, keep each other sharp. If one brother is not living up to his potential, then certain conversations may have to be had, because it's better to say it than to let the brother just dwindle, and then his light could potentially go out. The Lord could take the spirit if we're not doing nothing with it. All right, neglect not the gift that is in thee, but that was given by prophecy, by the laying of the hands of the presbytery. All right, the body of elders. A lot of labor and trials and tribulations that the men preceded us went into for us to receive this, so that we don't, just put it in a napkin and tuck it somewhere and forget about it. We're supposed to do something with this investment, man. All right, so with that, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakadash. Hey, shalom to the next one.